Well, we're funded for another year.
If you're hearing our voices, it means it's time for It's This Meets That podcast, where we watch the worst movies from trailer and credits scene by scene, so you don't have to, but maybe you should. I'm Russ.
I'm Jared. So that was a plug. Buy a shirt. We're not.
We're not. This is still coming out of our petty cash drawer, which is getting pretty low.
That's right. I do still have the first dollar we ever made in my drawer over here. So
nice. You didn't frame it and put it on the wall?
Not yet. That's on the list.
We'll both sign it.
Yeah. The time I think Thais just gave us $1.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, we made our first dollar.
The $1 that will be worth always $1.
That's right. Well, more or less.
Wow. Yeah. Depending on where you are in the world.
Worth compared to what?
Okay, so we're back with our full breakdown of Mother of the Bride. No relation to Father of the Bride.
That's right.
Yeah, not at all, because he's dead.
All right.
Spoilers. This came out in May of this year, 2024. So
a freshie.
Yeah. You want to recap some what we're doing, what we're getting ourselves into?
What we've
gotten ourselves into?
Nightmare. So the premise here is Lana's daughter, Emma, returns from London and announces that she's getting married next month. Things become more complicated when Lana learns that the man who stole Emma's heart is the son of the man who broke hers years ago.
It's all going to be, it's kind of weird, right? It's a weird situation.
It's a little weird, a little convoluted, but...
yeah, I mean, it gets the general idea of it. So
yeah. It's kind of like that Zac Efron movie we did recently.
Yeah, we didn't, The Family Affair. We didn't do a very good job with with our prognostications there, I don't think.
No, I thought it was going to turn into a shark movie. So.
Yeah, you thought it was going to go into like the Requiem. I think I thought they were going to turn into like Old, where Brooke Shields went and made a wish at the Buddha temple there in Thailand, and then it came true.
It was a beach.
But then it came true for the entire island, and everyone became really young. Mm-hmm. And people ended up dying because they became too young.
That would have been awesome.
They turned into nothing.
Yeah, that would have been interesting.
Yeah. Nope. This is like one of the boring episodes of Lost, Trapped in an Island.
Yeah. Okay. Even the boring episodes of Lost
were better. Yeah, this movie's an hour. This movie's an hour and 24 minutes, not including credits. So an hour and 24 minutes. It is the most boring hour and 24 minutes. Don't even. Yeah, this one's like a one I think we give you a PSA on. Like, go for a run or something. Do something else. Do some push-ups.
Do anything.
Community work.
Like, listeners, you know the movies where they try to make the main characters as unrelatable as possible?
Yeah.
This is one of those.
Nailed it.
You're like, oh, wow, I really just dislike all of these people, and I don't have anything in common with them.
Wow, her job is she's an Instagram influencer. Oh, my God.
She's an influencer, and her mom is a very famous geneticist, and the father of the groom is like a VC venture capitalist millionaire. Yeah, super relatable, everyone. Yeah. It's like watching Crazy Rich Asians, but without any of the humor.
Oh, they're going to say without any of the Asians, but yeah.
No, we got those. Oh, boy.
All right, you want some quick info here? Chicken.
Give it to me.
So this is directed by, as we said in the trailer trash, this is directed by a director that we know. He's now friend of the pod, I think, or enemy. We'll see. Mark Waters, this will be our third Mark Waters film that we've done.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Vampire Academy. You remember that one?
Okay. Yep.
Ghosts of Girlfriends Past.
Oh, the McConaughey one?
Yeah, the McConaughey one we did like years ago. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
And he stinks.
But he's known for Mean Girls and Freaky Friday, and he's hanging on to that because everything else he's done has not been good.
Yeah, where did he go wrong?
I think just, not having good writers from Mean Girls and Freaky Friday,
We're blaming the writers. Yeah, you're right.
It's always the writers, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the directing was adequate, I think.
Yeah, it was fine. Paint by numbers. I mean, whatever. Put the camera here, get the coverage shots, yada, yada, yada. You're good to go.
Yeah. So, I was going to say a couple of interesting shots, but not really. They definitely didn't break the mold.
No, you don't need to. There's no mold to be broken here. It's pretty straightforward.
If only.
So now, who wrote this piece of celery? to be nice as possible. Is
One person to blame.
Yeah,
That's
Robin Bernheim. She's been around for a long time writing stuff, and she's written some hits that we know. Well, she's producer of another ITMT not favorite, Christmas Prince.
Oh, okay.
And she's a writer of. She's 39. I think she's been around for.
Oh, that's a lot of stuff.
She's been writing since the late 80s. All like TV series. MacGyver. She wrote an episode of MacGyver.
Okay.
Remington Steele. Yeah, Remington Steele. 9 episodes of that. Star Trek Next Generation did 1 episode there. Like a ton of TV. And then
Men in Black the series, Diagnosis Murder. Oh, I love all these shows.
Yeah, so she's written all these episodes, and you can kind of tell this feels like an episode of TV. And then she switched over.
Way shorter.
Yeah,
you're totally right.
And then she switched over to like all these TV movies. So she just wrote Mystery 101, The Princess Switch, which is tied to the Motion Picture Corporation of America, who produced this piece of celery.
And the many sequels of The Princess Switch.
The many sequels of The Princess Switch. So yeah, and then just TV movies, and Mother of the Bride, which is if it's straight to Netflix, it's kind of a TV movie.
Yeah. It's usually much bigger budget.
I feel like the qualities of the direct to Netflix movies really isn't that good.
It depends. They had a few that I thought were great.
Like, look at the big budget ones that we've done. Well, we haven't done Red Notice because I don't think that's below 30%. But I mean, that was just like you just had star power. Otherwise, it just felt like a straight to streaming movie. Like, put Steven Seagal in that, and it's a piece of shit, bargain bin movie. Imagine Steven Seagal in a movie with Ryan Reynolds.
I like Ryan Reynolds, friend of the pod. I would like to think that he has a little more,
class,
like scruples. Yeah. No one should work with Steven Seagal.
Steven Seagal,
enemy of the pod.
He's got many scruples over in Russia. Or ruples, sorry.
Good one.
Hey. So that's Robin. She's done a lot of just bad stuff. But yeah, I don't know. Like a lot of Netflix stuff isn't good. God, do you know one straight to Netflix movie? Can you remember? I know there's like one or two.
The Hitman. That one came out like this year.
Oh, the one with the Richard Linklater one and with Glenn Powell. Yeah. That wasn't bad. Yeah.
There's a few. I mean, well, I was gonna say Glass Onion. Didn't they put that in theaters too? But it was like it wasn't in theaters and Netflix at the same time.
Yeah, I think so.
But that was a Netflix movie. Like Netflix paid for that.
Did they pay for the original?
I think so. So like they have a few good ones. They're few and far between though. You're totally right. Like more often than not, they're throwing away money.
Still mind-boggling. Still don't get it.
Astonishingly, yeah. Well, it's that $700 stock price.
Right. It's the belief that they're good.
Yeah, exactly. Tell me I'm good.
Yes.
It's all that DVD money.
Maybe if we believe hard enough that we're good, we'll get money.
Yeah. Listeners, intent. Buy a shirt.
Do something. All right, so who's in this movie? So we have Brooke Shields. She
recognizable.
Plays, Brooke Shields, not who was the other one we thought she looked like, or I kept confusing her with from Cheers. Who's the
Kirstie Alley. Unbelievably confusing her with Kirstie Alley.
Kirstie Alley died.
Yeah, she's dead as hell. Yeah,
that's right. We did talk about that. Okay.
Hell.
So you have Brooke Shields. She plays Lana, aka Mom. You have Benjamin Bratt plays Will, aka Daddy of the Groom.
My prediction was going to be that it turns into Cheers after the rec.
Right.
The rec one happens in the beginning, and then it's that's right.
Hey.
I forgot.
Hey, Sam, pour us another one.
Yeah.
Miranda Cosgrove plays Emma, the daughter. Sean Teale plays RJ, the son of the groom. Yeah. Sean Teale looks like a what's his name? He looks like a mix of Oscar Isaac and
Oh yeah, I can see that. Has he been in anything else?
I have no idea.
Jeremy Piven?
No, he looks like a poor man's Adrian Grenier from Entourage, and Oscar Isaac had a kid. That's what he looks like.
Oh.
He reminds me of. You know who Adrian Grenier is, right?
No.
No? Have you seen?
I've seen a handful of episodes of Entourage.
Right there. Does he look just like him?
Spitting image, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, that guy's in other stuff too.
You know who Oscar Isaac is, right?
Yeah.
So I don't have to shout
out. Dameron?
Yeah, you see? Yeah, he's right? Doesn't he look like the two of them?
I can see that.
As if AI created a human. They were like, Oscar Isaac meets that guy.
Yeah. You're right. Okay.
Yeah, we're done with that. Rachael Harris plays Janice. I don't know who that is. I've heard she looked familiar. I'm sure she was in something, but I don't care.
Yeah, she definitely was in something. She definitely looks familiar.
You could look it up if you feel like it.
Oh,
Chad Michael Murray, we all know him. No one love him, right? He plays Lucas, the blonde doc.
I can't say that I love him, but
no, I don't either. Just people do, I guess. Michael McDonald, who is the one from Mad TV.
Michael McDonald?
Michael McDonald, yeah. Guy who's the singer. He plays Clay. Wilson Cruz plays Clay's husband, Scott. Tasneem Roc plays Kamala, what was her name?
Kamala, yeah.
Kamala, the brand manager for not our hero. I don't know who our hero is. Emma.
Kamala with a C, not Kamala with a K.
Yes. Dilip Sunday plays Harley.
Okay.
He was like the hotel manager, hotel guy, clerk, front desk guy. There.
Fine.
Yeah, he was fine. And then Bill Heineke plays knowing hotel guest.
Oh, wow. What a good credit.
There's a really specific scene, and I know who he is, and it's very strange. It was like so weird, and it was like a setup shot for them going into the bar, and there's these two old white dudes talking, and like he's like, yeah, and then I knew where she was going because and it was like, what is this happening right now? It was so weird. Did I not say
that? I thought
that?
it might have been one of the people like nodding at them after they saw the sexy video. Or something.
You're right. It was a guy who was like holding a towel, I bet. Yeah. The other one was really strange. It was very strange. Like they just focused on these two guys at the bar and like having a conversation. It was like, what?
They did a decent amount of that, which I was like, why don't show us this? Cut that.
Yeah, cut that.
This is the half an hour. This is an episode of something. Go back to writing episodes of something.
Yeah, this is Remington Steele.
Rachael Harris, I recognized from the new Goosebumps show with Justin Long. Awesome.
Okay.
Really good if you haven't watched it. And The Hangover and other things. But
okay.
Those are the things that I know her from.
Okay. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
That's it. So numbers, I can't get any numbers because it's a Netflix movie, but I do have a Fast Fact number, which we'll give you when we get to Fast Facts.
Delightful.
The only numbers that I do have is that on Rotten Tomatoes, this is 13% critical, 17% audience.
Oof.
That all seems high. That all seems high, right?
Yeah, it seems high, but like even the audience hated it. That's not good. Like usually I feel like even our worst movies where they're like 0% critics, like audience will still be like 20 for some reason.
Yeah, I think being within a plus minus of like 5% of Rotten Tomatoes is everyone's pretty on the same page.
That's
like,
bad.
Yeah. Usually audiences are dumber and they're like, oh, I don't care. It was 87%. I had Steven Seagal on it. And then like critics are like, don't have him in anything. So
yeah, send him back to Russia.
Yeah, leave him there. Revoke his passport.
Favorite accent.
I love that Steven Seagal's gonna be like a running theme throughout this now.
I hope not. I don't. Enemy of the pod, Steven Seagal. Someday we'll do a Steven Seagal movie just for kicks.
Yeah. You want some fast facts?
Fact me, Daddy.
Okay, so I do have some numbers for this movie. So this came out May 9th this year, 2024.
Okay.
And by the end of June, the film had amassed 77 million views. Now,
that's pretty good.
Pretty good, but the definition of a view on Netflix used to be that you had to watch 70% of the film to be considered a view. Then they changed that because, share prices to,
right.
You only had to watch 2 minutes of,
what?
Yeah.
That's so stupid.
Yeah, 2 minutes.
I feel like you accidentally watch 2 minutes when it like sits on autoplay.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that was when they started doing that autoplay thing, and then they changed that metric. It was like you will just watch 2 minutes of the movie, and they'll consider that a view. So that's some some shady tactics. Then I hear there was some other formula where they're doing the amount of time view, or the amount of, hours viewed divided by the runtime of the show, I think, or the movie. Maybe that makes a little more sense. I don't know if they're actually doing that, but.
Yeah, interesting. No, that would make sense, I guess, but like 2 minutes, that's nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like 77 million people. Like that means there's probably, I don't know, probably like 5 million people that watch this.
Yeah, and I would say for all those safety tip or just common sense tip here, you can shut off that autoplay thing. By the way, on Netflix, do you know that?
Wait, you can? I didn't know that.
But so here's the trick, though. and everyone should do this because the autoplay thing's so obnoxious.
It's the worst.
And Amazon Prime, you need to also take the same tip. Don't have that expanding out card thing they do too, and then start playing it. Stop.
I think I might have already shut that off on Amazon. I don't think I have that problem.
Yeah. So, but you have to go through log into Netflix on their website, like a desktop.
Yeah.
Computers, and then go into the settings from there, and there's an option to shut off the autoplay. Yeah.
What even are computers?
I know we're not even. I don't even know.
Okay, that's a good tip. I should probably do that. Can you do it by profile? Because I don't know, Taste might like it.
Yes, you can. Yeah, great. I don't think it's account level. I think it's profile level. So
delightful. Great. Listeners, don't say we never told you anything useful.
Right? Never started a fire in a raft. Yeah, come on. Other fast facts here. So Brooke Shields. So these are. You know what? I'm just gonna read them. I'm just gonna read them.
You don't need to give me pre-context for facts.
I just don't shoot the messenger. Okay, please don't shoot the messenger on this one.
I'm going to.
The messenger read the message and was like, oh, do I really need to deliver this?
Sure do.
You're the messenger.
It's your fault.
Brooke Shields jokes about her dress making her look like Morticia Addams. She wears that black swan one. It's from the trailer, whom she had played on Broadway in the Addams Family musical.
Oh, nice.
Okay, it's not bad, right? It gets worse. It gets worse from here. Brooke Shields said that she and the other actors weren't really naked during the skinny dipping scene, though she admitted that it might have been fun to do. I'm just the messenger. I just take what's given to me from the internet and then I present it to you. There's no original thoughts here. I don't interfere with these.
Who cares if they're not naked? Why would she say that? That means they definitely were naked.
Yeah, that feels like a tidbit that came from like some interview on The View or something. Oh, we weren't actually naked.
It feels like something you say when you definitely were.
Yeah. This is a tough one to read. This marks Mark Waters. Bratt.
Mark.
Marks Waters. And Chad Michael Murray's second collaboration after Freaky Friday in 2003.
Chad Michael Murray was in Freaky Friday. I don't remember anything.
He was everything in the early 2000s. And still speaking of Chad Michael Murray's.
Yeah. Soon to be serial killer, I'm assuming, because otherwise the three names don't bode well.
No, it's tough. It's so tough. Just go with Chad Murray. This is the second time Chad Murray plays a character called Lucas after One Tree Hill in 2003.
Okay, well.
I just deliver what the internet gives me.
That's right. Shout out to longtime listener of the pod, my sister Elizabeth, who loves One Tree Hill. So that fact's for you.
Oh, there you go. Look at that. Didn't even know. Oh, I guess I said this earlier. On The View.
Good guess. I mean, you did put this here.
I know. Go on. Maybe I read it and it just was stuck in my head and I was like, I don't know, it popped up.
Subconscious.
Yeah. On The View, Brooke Shields said that to help make Benjamin Bratt less nervous while filming the scene where she walks him on naked when during the one in the trailer. Right. When he's coming out of the shower, remember, always wear a towel, but there's context for that, so now we understand. Which doesn't make any sense. How does that fancy resort not have towels in the room?
A lot of factors, yeah.
Anyways, the scene where she walks him naked. She dropped her dress off camera so that she was topless when he turned to face her. She said the shocked look on his face was priceless.
Oh, that's pretty funny.
Yeah, I guess.
Nice. Yeah. Brooke Shields, you dog.
You crazy girl. Okay.
That's pretty funny.
That's it. That's all I got.
Wow, thanks, dude. Great work.
It's painful. It was painful.
Not your best work, but good enough.
Thanks. Good enough for government work. Okay, do you want to Hollywood pitch me, motherfucker?
You know I do. I'm kind of going on the fly on this one a little bit.
Should have gone with, you want to Hollywood pitch me, motherfucker?
Oh, pretty good. Yeah. Thailand.
Hey.
Okay.
Mispronouncing that place since 2008.
It's the first time we heard of it. That's right.
Wait, PH, that makes an F sound.
Yeah, that place is probably cool, I would assume.
It looks cool.
It looks pretty dope, right?
Yeah. I don't know. I have no
Put it on the ITMT wish list.
Yeah,
listeners, if you buy a shirt, we'll probably go to Thailand.
We need like a wish list, like a kind of like a registry where people can just go buy us these gifts. Like, I want a new blender. We'll put it on the ITMT registry.
Listeners, would you do that for us?
I'll have all our t-shirts listed on there. All right.
Okay, I like that.
You pitch me.
Yeah. So this movie is, I think, pretty obviously 50 First Dates meets The Hangover Part 2. Right?
Yeah.
So 50 First Dates, handful of things. So one, there's like the old disconnect, reconnect thing. In 50 First Dates, it's not really because they were former lovers in their youth. It's more just because she forgets things all the time.
Right. Right.
But in this one, they're like reconnecting and getting to know each other again after a long time apart. More importantly, we all know 50 First Dates is an excuse for Adam Sandler to go on vacation.
Yeah. That's yeah.
Just like this movie was definitely an excuse for Miranda Cosgrove and Brooke Shields to go on vacation, right?
Yes. Yeah. Benjamin Bratt. Yeah. And the whole crew just go on vacation. Yeah.
Yeah. Which, like, I won't knock it. That's a good.
That's
move.
a great.
Like,
we've said it before. That's just genius.
Yeah.
Genius move. Yeah.
Like Sony paid for so many Adam Sandler trips.
Oh my god.
I don't hate it.
Don't hate it either.
You get a nice exotic location. There's some awkward dance scenes. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Those are the big points I wanted to hit on 50
Isn't
First Dates.
50 First Dates? That's got Drew Barrymore, right?
Yep.
Was she a one-time co-host on The View?
Maybe she's got her own show, so
She does, but I think before that, I think she was on there, like as a maybe I don't know.
probably, yeah. And just like Brooke Shields was a guest on shows.
That's right.
Great connection.
That's right.
Yeah, they do boats and stuff too, so everyone loves boats. This movie thankfully does not have Rob Schneider, so one thing they don't have in common.
Man, that could have been the knowing hotel guest. You can imagine how just paying over his Rob Schneider for the one scene, making his stupid Rob Schneider face.
Ugh, God, he's the worst.
Yeah.
I don't know who I dislike more, Steven Seagal or Rob Schneider.
Yeah, maybe we could send them both to Russia and be okay.
Yeah. I mean, Rob Schneider would probably love that too. He's got opinions.
That almost
anyway, yeah, don't read anything that he said in the last 5 to 10 years, because
5 to 10 years.
Yeah, he fell off a long time ago.
Oh, Schneidi. Oh man, making some copies.
Yeah.
Mr. Copy.
So meets The Hangover Part 2. Again, I'm sorry, listeners, I was a little lazy today.
I think we both were. It's a little early.
Yeah, they both take place in Thailand, predominantly, for a wedding, right? Like they're both traveling to Thailand for a wedding.
Yes. Yeah.
Delightful.
Yeah.
Hijinks ensue.
Obviously, gotta.
Yeah, The Hangover. Funny. This movie tries to be funny.
Tries to
at
be.
Times.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's not.
At times. They, like, we already talked about the wedding.
No Mike Tyson involved, right? Is Mike Tyson involved?
I think Mike Tyson might be in the second one too. I don't remember. I hope he is. I can't remember that part. But I do remember that the little brother, Teddy, went to Stanford.
Oh, yeah.
Which they talk about extensively in this movie.
They do. The college crew there. Yeah.
Yep. They're in different cities in Thailand. Obviously, it's Phuket and versus Bangkok. But and besides that, I think that was probably Mike Tyson is definitely in it. As I'm looking at the Wikipedia page. Some bunch of awkward speeches that kind of stink and don't really move anything along.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's totally fair.
They did that too many times in this movie, where you're like, if you like, nobody talks like this in real life. Like, make a script that sounds like people.
Yeah,
please.
Man, it's TV movie vibes all over the place. So
yes. Like, everyone is saying like exactly what you'd like a storybook. Like, not how people talk.
If this movie cost them more than, like, I don't know, what, $500,000, I'd be surprised.
The travel budget's probably everything.
I was gonna say the travel budget's everything. That's got to be it, because
I mean, presumably you gotta pay Brooke Shields. Like that, she's probably
expensive. She commanding like what, $1 million?
The titular mother of the bride.
Maybe. Which they say the title of the movie 3 times, I think, in this movie.
They sure do. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
All right. I dig it.
If I think of something else, I'll bring it up later.
Hey, you've had worse.
Mike Tyson's musical performance at the end. Thank you. I have had much worse. They do a stupid musical performance at the end of this too.
That's right.
Is maddening. So Mike Tyson's was funny.
Yeah, this is like painful. Okay.
Yeah. What do you got?
I'm going with a couple of ITMT archive classics here. Okay.
For those who can't plug.
Yes. Double plug here. Double plug.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
Corking it all up. Okay. I'm going with It's Love Again meets Desperados. So Love Again, that was the one where the boyfriend gets killed by the car accident in New York City, that one. And she
so funny.
Yeah, and she meets
with Nick Jonas for 2 minutes.
Yep, and then she meets the guy who's the music news journalist, and he's interviewing. Is that the right movie? Am I doing the right movie? Yeah, that's the right movie.
Yeah. Celine
Dion, she's in that, right?
That's right. Celine Dion, yeah. That's a good call.
So I think like that movie, like this movie is all about loving again and finding your love again, right? So Brooke Shields and Will,
too true.
That's the whole thing. They're reuniting and rekindling that love, and that's always been there, but they're finding love again, So I'm going with very on theme there.
And I think our main characters, Emma and RJ, are also kind of learning, like rediscovering their love for each other as well. So
that's right. Yeah,
you nailed it.
We got they were engaged in Love Again, but we got a dead husband, right?
Oh yeah,
they were. I think they were getting engaged, or they were engaged in Love Again, and the husband dies. In this movie, Brooke Shields' husband's dead. So
it was like seconds after they got engaged, wasn't it?
Yeah.
or maybe was it they were just about to get engaged and like the ring was in his pocket, like he was like running to meet her or something, and then
they had met at a coffee shop and he had to go, and he gave her the Skittles bag or whatever, brought to you by Skittles, death,
right?
And he ran out into traffic and he just panned on her face, and she's like watching the whole accident go down. It's like
it was so funny.
So brutal.
I missed that movie. Compared to this one.
Yeah. Just taste the rainbow. I think that's it for Love Again. I'm trying to think what else would happen in that movie. Just a lot of sadness and,
there were fewer montages in this one, but they still had plenty of montages.
Yep, that's true. Meets Desperados. Desperados, again, it's just a vacation movie. Desperados was literally... Yeah. I can't remember the actress's name, but she sent a drunken email to the guy she went on a one-night stand with, whatever, and she had to go down to Mexico because that's where he was, to go and break into his email to get delete the email, blah, yada, yada.
Yep. So
we got the resort. We got a fancy resort. The movie takes place majority at this resort. Obviously different places, but, we're going international. What else we got here? We got we got the friend sidekick who's like, everything she says is like some sexual innuendo, like Janice in this one. And I'm pretty sure in Desperados, one of them was just always like, everything she said was like, oh, I would go cake those beefs, or you know what I mean? Like, all right. Like in this one, she's like, absolutely. Oh, pickle his ball. I'm like, all right, can we just settle down with this?
Oh, speaking of Janice, she was in The Hangover Part 2.
I was going to say, she was in the first one. Yeah.
Sorry.
I got you.
You're killer, right?
Desperados finding love in random places, so she goes to Mexico and she runs into that guy who I think they had I forget what the conflict was between them early on, but then they find each other at the resort, and he ends up helping her trying to find this other guy, and they end up falling in love at the end of the movie.
That's right. Desperados has Heather Graham, who I'm assuming is friends with Brooke Shields. Probably, right?
Yeah, same age.
I don't know, like ish. Famous models of that era.
Yeah.
I would think
that checks out.
Yeah. I think there's some check us on that one.
I think there's a couple of yoga moments, right? There's a Buddha Zen moment with Heather Graham, right? Or probably doing yoga at some point. So,
yep, that's right.
Broken down Jeeps. Oh yeah, broken down Jeeps. There's a Jeep moment where we have both movies. They take a Jeep ride out into the wilderness, into the jungle, and
way funnier in Desperados.
Way funnier in Desperados. which still wasn't funny, but way funnier in Desperados.
That's right.
So, yeah. I almost at this point, it feels like a safety tip. Like, don't take a Jeep out into the jungle. Like, but
I mean, that's
I
common sense.
think it's just common sense.
Yeah, don't be a dummy.
Don't be a dummy. Don't go on a safari. Just stay at home. Stay in your house. Don't leave.
You're totally right, though. Now I'm thinking about it. Desperados is basically the same movie as this movie.
Yeah.
Just with a wedding instead.
Yep, that's it.
Huh. In Thailand instead of Mexico.
That's it, right?
Wow. All
That's
right,
it.
great pitches. Even though we phoned it in.
That was definitely a phoned in pitch, but I feel okay with that. I'm okay with that. So
Yeah.
all right, so I guess we'll do what we do here, right? This is the next step.
Yeah, talk about the movie, break it down scene by scene so they don't have to watch it.
Yeah, bite through this piece of celery for you all.
Yeah. You are there is by the way.
You were there. Yes. Yeah. I really hope the listeners understand what we do for them here. I really do.
I think they do. Yeah.
Do they? They
They're
understand
appreciative.
what we go through, the battles, the war that we go through.
I think so. I mean, think about the last email we got from Alvis.
As
He was
movie watching.
that podcast where you discuss topics.
Right.
So like people definitely care.
People
Listeners, prove to us that you care.
by going and buying a t-shirt.
That's right. Alvis even did actually, I'll just spoil it a little bit because
Okay.
after in the last episode when I emailed him back,
Yeah, sure.
he got back to me like a day later and he was like, I love your initiative. And I was like, you've sent me like 4 emails and I did not answer any of them. And this one I just said, sure.
I don't think
You love
Alvy's
the initiative.
I don't think Alvy's knows what he's getting into.
No. So,
This is what listeners, this is what you've driven us to. We're now responding to spam, and they're
That's right.
responding to us. So stay tuned for this game as the segment turns from fan service to spam service.
yeah, I might book a meeting with him. And
Yeah.
we can,
Hop on a Zoom with them, like,
yeah. We'll serve that up in a podcast. Would you like that? Is that what you want?
Alvy's, have you
want
ever do trailer trashers with random spam people? Alvy's, have you ever seen a movie called Mother of the Bride?
You only need to watch the trailer.
Yeah, that's it.
You get
Just
it.
watch the trailer. You'll understand it. I'd be like, oh yeah, it's my favorite movie. I've seen it 60 million views. All right.
Alvy's probably.
Okay, so we're just gonna get into this, right? Netflix, dum. We get the MPCA, Motion Picture Corporation of America. I think the last time we said this, terrible,
sketchy.
icky name, icky.
Yeah. Feels gross.
Yeah, it does. Don't put the word corporation as the part of the title of your. Ugh. Ugh. It's so 1987.
Yeah. Or if you're going to make it like really evil sounding and throw it at the end. So you can be like Motion Picture Corp, but like more
Yeah,
evil.
yeah. It's like Omnicorp, from RoboCop. Like that was the point of that. Like,
Exactly. Yeah. Nobody cares about Of America. Get rid of it. We know where you're from.
we know where we're from.
We know where the movies are made. For the most part. Cultural exports.
All right, so then we get a London city shot, night shot, London.
Yep. Took me a second, and I was like, "Oh, London, jolly old London town."
Get the eye of London and the thing.
Pip pip. We did that a few times in the trailer.
We did pip pip cheerio. Oh, I think we wanted it to be them to be British or something like that. I can't remember.
Which they start that way.
Not far off. All right, so then we get the opening with the RJ here, the hubby. He's like, they're going to get dinner, and she's like, "Wow, look at this! It's so beautiful. This restaurant. Oh, isn't it weird that no one's here?" And he walks in, and it's
She's late, by the way.
Yeah, she's late, just like mom. He sets up basically the perfect marriage proposal, right? It's crazy amount of flowers. There's a harp.
Yeah.
There's a harp playing. There's just them at the top of the eye of the London, whatever. Yeah.
Super fancy. Like something listeners, none of us will ever know.
You'll never understand this. No one will ever invite you to something like this.
No, unless you're wealthy, listener, and then buy a T-shirt.
Yeah. Just be happy with the proposal up in Iceland or wherever, I don't know, or down the street.
Iceland.
Yeah, Iceland's cheap.
Yeah. People be happy with like a living room proposal.
Living.
Just the secret to happiness, listeners, and I think we've said this on the pod before, is expectations management.
That's right. That's right.
Just prepare to be disappointed always, and you'll
Always.
always be delightfully surprised.
Yeah, that's it. There you go. So he asks her to marry her, and she's like, yeah, okay. And then
Are you sure?
yeah.
Actually, ugh.
Okay.
Good start.
Have you guys talked about this already?
Doesn't seem like it.
And then, of course, mom comes up because that's the first thing you think of, I guess, when you're getting married is mom.
Oh, wait, my mom. How am I going to tell my mom?
So I was like,
what?
I was like, your mom doesn't know that you're dating or anything?
That's what he asks. Yep.
And apparently she does not. So,
yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Fast track is San Francisco. Yeah, San Francisco, where all the genetic research is happening to take your genetic information. Yeah.
Yeah, do weird stuff with it, probably.
Isn't that a 23andMe like going bankrupt or something, or they're going out of business or something like that? And everyone's like worried about.
That was a privacy thing.
Well, no, I think they're actually having some other issues now, and everyone's like,
good.
What do we do with all of our data? Like, don't send your spit to somebody. Don't send your spit to a corporation.
Yeah, bad idea.
Bad idea. No one's gonna. Everyone knows where you're from. Don't worry about it. Oh, I'm 50% Irish and 10% of everything else. Yeah, that's
probably not.
Probably not. It's probably
not
true.
Estimates. It's all just estimates. Yeah, not great. Not great.
Yeah.
Anyways, this is like maybe the start of that movie. What was the one that we watched where they turn
Venom?
What's his name? Yeah, no, that would be cool.
Edward Scissorhands.
Or they turn him into an alien so he can go live on the moon of Neptune or whatever. That movie we did.
Titan.
Yeah, Titan. Yeah.
The Titan.
The Titan. I'm like, is she working on that? Maybe.
Ooh, that would have been a good prognostication. And we'd tie it into the Titan. Yeah. Oh, man.
Yeah.
All right, so she's on a call. She's trying to get funding, and she's making bluffing. Like her research is around in this room, and she's like, "I'm not going to do that." And she's like, "I'm totally going to do that."
Don't make me go to Johns Hopkins. Like, what?
Yeah, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah. Don't make me go to Maryland. Yeah, like everyone wants to live in Baltimore. Listeners, apologies if you're in Baltimore, but
no one wants to live there. And then the daughter shows up, and she's like, "Hey," and mom's still on the phone. She's like, "Don't worry about it, we're good." And she's like, "Oh, I just got a bunch of funding just to be like she's." A really well-known
funded for another year.
Yeah, just like us. Yes. Not like us, actually.
I did like nobody bring me any more problems until tomorrow. I appreciate that.
Yeah. So the mom, she goes on about how she doesn't want the daughter to leave and stuff like that. Oh, she's in London. It'd be great to have you back home, yada, yada, yada. So there's like a little nest,
walk and talk.
A little bird nest leaving anxiety here from mom. That's a real thing, apparently. So.
And a ton of exposition about the internship that Emma got with Discovery Resorts in London. And she got big news related to the Discovery thing. It's that I'm sponsored. I'm getting a big sponsorship. This is my career now, Mom.
I'm not getting a job. I'm starting my own business. And she's basically an Instagram influencer.
Yep. Remember that lifestyle Instagram I worked on in college a little bit, but I haven't really touched since then? Somehow they sent me a 6-figure sponsorship. What?
I don't.
Why?
Yeah, I don't understand why is this thing? And then then she spills the beans about RJ, and it's like, oh, we dated, and he proposed, and mom is like, shouldn't trust anyone who's got initials instead of a name. I was like, whoa, ladies,
great point.
Settle down there. Some of us just have initials here, okay?
That's right. I was thinking about you the whole time.
I know you were. You're probably like, that was probably the funniest moment because it wasn't something related to the movie. It was actually just.
Yeah, I do appreciate how you bleeped out the D in the Saw episode. So nice work.
Yeah, I feel like that was my chef's kiss of editing for the podcast. Finally, I get to flex.
I think so too.
I get to flex my skills on what I could do. So
yeah, listeners, if you're one of those listeners that doesn't listen to part 2, first of all, you should because we've been trying harder. We're trying to make part 2s interesting. And last one for Saw was. Yeah, agreed. Chef's kiss. Nice work.
I'm gonna say I knocked it out of the park, but it's a small little league ballpark, but I knocked it out of that park. So
yeah. And if you don't like horror, you don't usually listen to the horror episodes, go listen to that one at least because it doesn't really matter what happened in part 1, but the rest of some fun editing work. We do some fun acting, a little improv.
Yeah, a little improv. Yeah, the Jigsaw voice. I think I nailed it. Oof.
Super nailed it. I thought it was Jigsaw.
I know. It didn't sound like you at all.
Yeah, except for when I'm like,
Yeah. All right, so we learned that a bunch of exposition here. This Discovery group that she's going to be a brand ambassador for or whatever, blah, 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 is going to pay for her entire wedding. So that means they got control over all the stuff that's going to be displayed and happening, yada, yada, yada. And I love how the scene ends with, she's like, oh, so we're good? And mom's like, yeah, we're good. And the scene's like, okay, moving on. It's like... It was moving so fast, and it was just like, okay, I guess we're done here.
We do, while we're doing a pile of exposition in that scene, we also introduce the character of Janice. Aunt Janice, of course, she can come. We got to keep the list small, but Aunt Janice will be there.
Yeah.
And then we get a nice,
Oh,
if
God.
Dad was here. Dead Dad.
Yeah. Well, they don't really get into these. Dad is just like, is he dead or is he a deadbeat? Like, where is he? I was like, I just wish ... He didn't die in that chemical plant explosion. It's like, it's going to be a car accident, but like,
Yeah, but it would have been way funnier. They had some opportunity here.
it's just like everything's so clean cut and dry. Like, okay, we're done. Next.
If Dad was here.
We're going to Thailand, baby.
Yep.
And then they have this remix of that song, I'm Blue. What is it? I'm Blue.
Yeah,
that came
that's
out in
a
like
new-
1998 or 99 or something.
Yeah, no, it came back with this song recently. This is like a big hit, dude, at the moment. Everyone listening that's hip to the times. They're like not like us. They know this song.
Yeah, they know
it's the they have the best, and then they use the censored version, obviously. So it's the best freaking night of my life or whatever.
I'm blue, me. Okay.
Listeners, you know what we're talking about.
Yeah, you know the song.
Write us an email. Tell us about it.
Yeah, and then we got credits for about 2 seconds, and then title card, Mother of the Bride.
Yeah. Well, and when you say 2 seconds, you mean this whole thing takes probably like 3 minutes, and I don't know why.
Oh,
we get like a Thailand montage of
just like
all the beautiful
landscape
scenery
and like
and
the
beach and Buddha. And,
it's more like a Thailand like a tourism video than anything.
oh, totally. Yeah. Just like Desperados was a Mexico. Nice work.
Except just don't take their Jeeps. Don't rent any of the Jeeps in these places.
Yeah.
All right. So then we're at the resort, which will be for the rest of the movie. We meet Aunt Janice here. Aunt Janice.
And Janice. Yeah.
And
we also meet our other character, Harley Ray.
Harley Ray, who's the hotel guy.
Who they make to seem like he's going to be an important character, and then he's in 2 scenes.
Yeah, he's not.
Yeah.
I mean, he goes and picks up Mom and Dad later, but that's about it.
He's barely in the movie. And Janice's, we get like it's like very heavy-handed with all of the characters immediately. So like we know Janice is a horn dog. She's like, oh, I haven't ridden a Harley ever. Like, let's do that. Like
sexual innuendo number 1. Let's get the counter going. We get the first title of the movie here, and it's so funny because she says it in like such a way where like everything just paused. She's like, "It's just Mother of the Bride for now." All right, yeah. They do this like 2 more times. It's like
they sure do.
Please tell me Please tell me you know you're doing this right. Like,
I don't think so, dude. I think that they're like, oh, maybe this will be. Maybe we'll see if the listeners get it.
So then RJ shows up and meets Mom. Yep. Hugs her in a really weird way. I didn't get that. It was just awkward.
It was super awkward, yeah.
I will say all these scenes with Brooke Shields, like even in the beginning when she's on the phone with like the funding group, and then like these scenes going forward, she kind of turns into like this weird caricature character thing.
Kind of a bad actor, right?
She's doing like this weird bit, and it's like the movie actually makes her feel like she's just like a crazy person. Like,
yes.
I almost like it might be ameliorating too soon, but I almost want to flip it to like, let's just the deep POV inside her head and be like, maybe she's actually like this crazy person that's just imagining all of this, because like the way they play
that would be so funny. Like, I'm trying to think of like, is there like, does Brooke Shields have an acting credit that's like really good and serious? Because I can't think of one. I'm looking through the filmography right now and like, sorry, Brooke Shields.
Sorry, Brooke Shields.
We love you. F you if you want to be on the podcast.
Absolutely,
etc.
Absolutely. Let's see.
But yeah, no, these are all bad.
Yeah, a lot of worst actress, worst supporting actor, worst actress. The Blue Lagoon. That's right. The Blue Lagoon was the one that like, but that came out like a long time ago, and everyone just did it because it was a little risque. Yeah. She was on Friends for a bit. Yeah, Suddenly Susan, best actress in a television series. Suddenly Susan, yeah, that was pretty big, right?
Yeah. Is Freaked the best movie she's in?
I love how she was nominated and won for Best International Actress, The Blue Lagoon, but then also Razzie Award won Worst Actress for The Blue Lagoon.
What? I wonder how often that happens.
Worst Actress of the Decade, 1990. She was nominated.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds right. Okay. So we're saying Freaked wasn't good? Alex Winter's other movie?
Yeah. This is where we're at.
Not Bill and Ted?
Yeah. Yeah, so it's just very strange how they make her out feel. It just feels just like it's just goofy. I get what they're trying to do, but it's just not good.
Yeah,
Anyway,
she stinks.
so then so we got RJ, we got Emma there, we got Mom, we got Janice, and then this is all the entire scene from the trailer.
Yep.
Basically, the movie is the trailer, just with like some stupid filler in between of scenes that don't make any sense.
Yeah, actually, that's a good point. Like we could have just the trailer maybe extended an extra 2 minutes, and that would have been fine.
Yeah, it showed her and Will hugging at the end, which I think they do in the trailer.
Yep. They sure do.
Movie over.
Yep.
Then we get Scott shows up. So Janice, Aunt Janice here, Lana, Mom, Scott, Clay, and Will all went to college, Stanford, just in case you're curious.
Of course.
They all went to school. They were all best buds back then. So Scott shows up first, and he's like, "Oh, what are you doing here? Oh, you guys, this is crazy." And then the other guy shows up, Clay. He shows up. And they're like, "Oh, what are you doing here?"
We're together now.
Yay.
We finally got married, and that's my nephew, RJ. And she's like, "Wait, nephew? Does that mean?"
Dots are starting to get connected here. And then Will shows up, and then there's like this whole awkward stuff going on, all from the trailer. Once upon a time, once upon a time, your mom and dad and I dated.
RJ's like, "Please explain what's happening."
Classic. And then she explains it, and then there's like probably the closest thing to being funny joke, because I was like, "Oh, that's kind of funny." Is there's a half brother joke, and they all kind of laugh nervously and pause. And I was like, all right, that's kind of funny, because the way they just,
it was a little funny.
The way they delivered it was everyone was like nervously laughing. I was like, all right, that's kind of good.
Yeah. She actually, Miranda Cosgrove's like, they didn't let her shine in this movie. She's a gem.
She doesn't do anything in this movie.
But she delivers some funny lines like this one. Yeah.
Classic hijinks of like, let me go get my bag and go to the thing. And Will's like, let me help you get your bag. And then they fall into the water, which will come back later in the movie.
Yep. That's right.
A foreshadowed, as we like to call it here.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Then we're in Mom's room here. Janice and Mom chatting. So there's a lot of these scenes where you just go to Mom and Janice just chatting about useless nothingness. It's just celery conversation. So
they don't show us really anything in this movie. It's all exposition. The whole movie. They just switch between whichever character Brooke Shields is talking to at any given time.
Yes. Yep.
And they're like, why don't we just explain the movie for the watchers, because the viewers, they're not going to get it.
Well, because they're vacuuming, so they just want to hear it. They don't need to see it. So that's why.
Oh, yeah, maybe that's right.
This is doing chores movie. You know?
This is a chores movie, yeah.
Not even. Just shut the TV off. Just do your chores. Don't even bother.
Yeah, you like miss half of it, and you're like, oh, it's the wedding now. Okay,
whatever. All right, whatever. So you get a bunch of info about.
Counted me as a watch.
Janice did a bunch of intel on Will's wife. It doesn't matter; she's not around. And Janice said, "Go see him. Here's his room number. I did all the stalking for you to clear the air." So then, we're kind of
they make it like kind of a thing about the ex-wife, because they're like, oh, they got married really quick, and then she left immediately after RJ was born, and so he was a single parent, just like you, kind of thing.
Yeah, whatever. And there's kind of like intercut with like shot going to Will's room with him and Scott, the brother. They're hanging out and talking about Lana. And he's like, "Oh, she looks great." And then, Benjamin Bratt showing off the shirtless look there, for all the ladies who are watching, for all the elder ladies. And he's like,
the elders. Like,
I mean, I guess anyone could be into it, but I don't know. He's
yeah. I mean, he's not that old. He's probably like 50, right?
I think he's a little older than that. He's been around for a long time. He was like in that TV show, isn't he? Like some big TV show back in the 80s, like some cop show or something like that. Benjamin Bratt.
What? Really?
Do you know who he is?
No. Like, he looks very familiar to me. I know who he is, but like, I don't know who he is. You know what I mean? One of those people. He was in Doctor Strange. What's happening?
Yeah, he's in
Ride Along too. Oh man, this guy's in everything. I love this guy.
Yeah, no, he's great. Cleaner, Law and Order, 95 episodes from 1995 to 2009.
Oh, he's 60. I was a decade off.
Yeah, Nasty Boys. He started back in 1988, and he's been around for a while.
Looks great for 60.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like 60.
We should all be so lucky.
I wish I could look like that, but it's not gonna happen. So yeah, he's just showing off the goods, and he's like, "Oh man, there's no towel here in this fancy resort. Somehow they forgot to leave towels here. Hey, bro, can you get me a towel?" I was like, "Okay." Sets up the hijinks. Lana comes walking over, and then she's like, "Hey," the whole scene from the trailer. Literally, the entire scene from the trailer is just here.
Yep.
And
he's like, "I thought you were Scott," and you're like, "All right, even if it was like my brother, I'm not gonna like just like walk out of the shower like flopping around all over the place.
Flopping around. Hey, buddy. Hey, bro. What's going on?
Yeah. And I'd be like, hey, can you like pass me a towel through the closed door? Like,
yeah, there's already enough awkward family stuff going on here because our soon to be couple, both of them, are now going to be all related through marriage. So
yeah, like have a little respect.
Yeah, have a little respect for the family.
Yeah, yourself, for family,
the family jewels. All right, so then that's done. That's the whole scene. She falls over, haha, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I remember that. She used to fall over all the time."
Knocks all the shit over.
We got to mention in the earlier scene when they first get together, he's like, "Oh, we should all have dinner, the four of them, so the family dinner." Right. So they go out to dinner. Hijinks happens, and they awkwardly explain the whole towel situation to RJ and Emma, and then Lana's like, "I have to go to the bathroom to freshen up," and
well, a person can never be too fresh. So then they cut to the bathroom where Emma and Lana are chit-chatting about the history between her and
Emma's basically like, what the F? What the TF?
This is supposed to be about your daughter. Like, don't make it all about you, you know?
Yeah. And
it's the next generation's turn. Like, you already screwed up your love life. Let your daughter have this.
Let's go here. And then mom gives the whole spiel about, we were everything to each other and I never spoke to him, blah, 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 blah.
Well, but then she also reveals, she's like, he ghosted me out of the blue, like never called to explain anything. And she's like, well, also I changed my phone number immediately and didn't tell him. And then I also moved cities and didn't tell him.
Yeah. So let's not gaslight the situation here.
Yeah. And then she makes it worse. And she's like, no matter how much you love RJ, you can never trust him because he's related to his dad. Like, what? This doesn't make any sense. Yeah, like, I'm a geneticist. I know about nature versus nurture. It's all nature, baby. I hate this. I hate all this.
Settle down. So then they care about each other, yada, yada, yada. And we're moving on, right?
Yep.
Back at the dinner table, and we get some talk about Emma's father. Did he die in a car accident? I think it was a car accident. Or they just said accident,
it
probably.
Was.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, because he's like talking to RJ. He's like, so what's Mama Winslow's situation these days? Is she divorced? Mama Winslow's going to come back later. And he's like, oh, no, you don't know? Emma's dad died in a car accident when she was 8. She's a single parent, just like you, Dad. You're like, all right, thanks for beating us over the head with this 8 times.
Yeah, I get how that works.
Minutes. Yeah. Stupid movie.
So then the kids are like, well, we get that exposition out of the way, and then the kids come back. Hey, we were thinking you guys could be our best man and maid of honor,
which is insane, right?
I know.
That's not how any of this works. And they're like, yeah, definitely.
I love the science of this whole situation. So then the parents, if they're going to they get married afterwards, but they basically, their parents were their best man and maid of honor in a way.
Yeah.
Married through marriage, via marriage. Yeah.
Right. But of course. And you're totally right, dude. They definitely just like shoehorn everything into the script. So like, you're right. It's the writer's fault. It's definitely not Mark Waters. Like this, they're like, all right, what do we have to explain next? RJ and I were just talking about your Instagram. Those engagement numbers are way up. Huh?
They look great.
Like, yeah, they've doubled. In case you forgot, I'm an influencer. And they're like, great, cheers. And he's like, oh, speaking of drinks, how do you like that cappuccino machine I got you? And RJ's like, oh, best wedding present ever. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
He's like, well, yeah, it was at the top of your registry. And then Dad's like, oh, yeah, I got you this condo in New York. You're like, what? And that's when I said, who the fuck are these people? Because I'm very confused.
Yeah, and this is the scene where I was like, they're making the Brooke Shields Lana look like a crazy person and all this. Like,
she does a fun spit take that I appreciate. But
so next day we're doing some yoga, Aunt Janice and Lana here, and she's just going on about,
I can't compete with being that rich guy. I'm just a rich scientist.
Janice is going on with more innuendos. And she's like, yeah, I'd condo that. I'd Tribeca that.
Yeah,
like,
who hates someone with a giant bankroll?
Yeah. Like, what? And then what's his face? Here we go. Chad Michael Murray. We're just gonna call him Chad Murray. Chad Murray. He's eyeing eyeing the ladies over there, and Janice is like,
Chad Lucas Murray.
Chad Lucas. It's got a better ring to it. And Janice is like, oh, look at that hot little beef cake over there. He's looking you down. And she's like, no, he's not. Whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then they're like, oh, there's some.
She's like, well, Brooke Shields like, I've got underwear older than him. You're like, oh, gross. Come on. Like, replace your underwear. Yes. Listeners, not a safety tip. Just
common sense.
Hygiene tip.
Hygiene tip.
Replace your underwear like every 5 years. I think that's fine.
Every 5 years.
I don't know, dude. How often do you replace underwear?
I don't know. Until they start blowing holes into them, you know? You gotta.
Yeah, not like 40 years, though. Like,
no.
Chad Michael Murray's not that young.
It's not that So this ends with like, okay, cool, we got all that done. And then end scene with, we have a brand manager meeting later. And this is, I thought it was a wedding planner in the trailer. It's not. Well, it kind of is. It's like the wedding planner, but brand manager for the company. So
yeah, little column A, little column B.
And it's Kamala. She's like kind of is played out as being like the villain of the movie in a way, because you need someone to be like,
yeah, kind of, but she's also making good points most of the movie.
Most of the movie, yeah. And at the end, they're all like friends. Like they yell at her like midway through the movie, and then like towards the end, they're all like friends, and like everything's good.
I hate it so much. But yeah, they do. It's from the trailer, basically a bunch more exposition about like mom wanted to be involved in the wedding planning, and she's not. And so she's bummer about it. She's an asterisk now. At the end of the day, they make some like designer jokes that are not funny that they do twice. Where they're like, "Oh yeah, no, Daisy St. Daisy is the one who made the
Daisy St. Daisy,"
and that's when they later when they do Klaus von
Klaus, yeah, because that's all designers. Yeah.
But yeah, it's all about boosting the followers. We get a photo shoot, dance rehearsal. They basically do like a quick preview of the rest of the movie.
Pretty much.
And that's it. That Mama Winslow. This is when we get introduced to Kamala keeps calling her Mama Winslow. And she's
Mama
like,
Winslow,
I hate that.
Yeah. Go relax.
Go relax and have a Mai Tai, which comes back later too.
That's what I would do.
Check out Mai Tai.
We're at the poolside with Janice and Lana talking, and kind of a celery scene. And like, mom's like, "Am I being a pain in the ass?" She's like, "Yeah, you're being a pain in the ass. Just let everything happen." Blah blah blah. And then they're like, "Oh, let's go play pickleball." I think that's the entire scene. Like,
I mean, pretty much. Yeah. I like Janice is like, "Okay, yeah, let's just sit here and be miserable then." Oh, okay. This is me. Okay. You're that kind of friend.
So now we get a weird transition shot to pickleball. This was so weird. Like Janice and Mama Winslow are in like a golf cart and like driving slow mo by like RJ and the daughter.
Photo shoot.
Yeah, in a photo shoot. It was all in slow mo, and like they exchanged looks, and it was like
make face. Yeah, it was really.
I was like, I don't get this interaction at all.
Didn't add anything.
No. Yeah, get rid of that. So then we're at pickleball in.
Harley's there again. His one other scene where he's like, "Oh, here's your rackets."
Okay,
not helpful.
Yeah, and then the other two guys are like, "Oh, let's all play doubles." Whatever. It's all from the trailer. This is all from the trailer. Yep. Nothing here. Just a little extended. You get to see more pickleballing. That's about it.
Yeah, and we get to watch too much pickleball.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
Lana obviously does not like to lose, and she doesn't want to lose to Janice and Will. So then they get to a point where like they're just playing each other, and the other two just walk off the court because obviously there's some steam going on here.
And that's when she spikes the ball into his dick.
Boom, right into his pickle ball.
Yeah.
And then Chad Lucas Murray, he shows up, and he's like, "Don't worry about it, I'm a doc." And again,
I hate this scene. Because he's like, "Don't worry, I'm a doctor." And then she's like, "I'm a doctor too."
Yeah.
And you're like, "Wait, what?" And then you're like, "Wait, so you're both fake doctors then?" I don't really understand. Like, is Chad Lucas Murray a medical doctor, or is he also like a geneticist or something?
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, you're
like a rock star. You're a rock star.
I know all of your work. Yeah, you're a rock star. I was the head of the recruitment committee trying to hire you." And you're like, "So do you work in research or do you do medicine?" I'm confused.
And are you stalking her and you showed up here just to try and maybe sway her to come work for his company again? Like,
definitely.
What's happening right now?
Yep. And then, like, inexplicably, like, she's just like, "Oh yeah, I'm here because my daughter's getting married." And he's like, "Cool. Let me walk home, hitting the nuts guy."
Yeah.
And you're like,
nutless.
Why?
Yeah.
He's surrounded by friends and family. Like,
yeah, they can walk home.
They got it.
Yeah. It was all just to set up the next scene, like joke. That was it. Yeah.
That's right.
Show a little tension between the two of them. So yeah, he's like, "Hey, let's go get drinks." And she's like, that's the whole, it's literally the entire scene from the trailer. So
yeah, he wants another stat. Well, at least like it's got a premise to it. Like it's not officially a date. It's like, oh, I'm trying to recruit you to my company
Yes.
again.
Yes.
Sure.
Right. Sure. We all know what that means. We all know what
Yep.
drinks means. Okay.
We're gonna walk and talk with the boys, right?
Yeah, and he's like, Will's like, oh, I probably deserved it. I was being kind of a jerk at it. And they're like, oh, you're okay. Don't worry about it. And then he tells Chad Lucas Murray there, hey, hope your health insurance is up if you're going to take out my ex.
Yeah. Well, because he's like, hey, by the way, Will, I know we just met, but like, there's nothing going on with you and what's her face, right?
Yeah.
Who I also just met. And he's like, no, please, like, there's nothing between us anymore. That's old history.
Do your thing.
Yeah, get your health insurance in check. And he's like, what?
Because I just got a pickleball.
STDs? Like, should I be concerned?
When does it end? And then we're in the guac face room. We're getting some guacamole on our faces, just hanging out. More talking. Yeah. Daughter shows up and she's like, oh, there was an incident or something, the pickleball thing. And then Janice with more innuendos about pickles and balls. And
yeah, it was game, set, ouch. Which, if I ever hear someone deliver a line like that again, I'm going to throw the remote. I almost did. I'm so mad.
Man. Yeah, no offense, Robin, but you probably wrote down like, that's clever.
How funny is this going to be? Game, set, ouch. But anyway, then Emma's like, wait, have you got a date tonight? Because she wants to borrow some earrings that apparently is the code for her. And you're like, why would you assume she has a date? She's here for your wedding. Like, all this is so ridiculous. She's like, okay, yeah, go have your date, but don't forget, you got to be at the dance lesson.
There's like 3 moments of that happening where like, hey, don't forget, Mom, you need to be at this thing. Don't be late. And some hijinks makes her late for it. And it's like, oh, this is what ruins like our relationship. Like, you're at a resort. Your phone works. Just text her. Be like, hey, I'm running late.
Well, the phone only works in some places.
All right. Unless you're in a broken
where it's plot device convenient.
So then we're outside in like a...
This is the dance lessons.
Yes. So the dance lessons are outside in like a hopa. What do they call it? Gazebo type of thing. Yeah. And we get that. So they just cut to this and we have... RJ and the boys like practice some choreographed dance, and you're like, oh, I wonder if this is going to come back later in some shape or form.
Which I was really hoping it didn't, but
it's the end of the movie.
Sure is. It sure is.
And we get the brand manager. She's like, millions will be watching this on social media, and then again, this is all from the trailer. Mom's like, oh, I don't have a dance partner. How did the brand manager not plan this whole thing? Like.
Yeah, there's a little bit here where like Emma apologizes about the dick incident to Will, and like kind of like he's like, oh yeah, she must still have feelings for you. She's usually not this clumsy, and you're like, what? Like, how are those things connected?
Yeah. No,
son of a. But yeah, they do like the favorite song, which like father and son have the same favorite song, and he's got it up on his phone, and he's like, don't worry, you can dance to this right now.
Yeah, and they have a whole moment and they dance. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we're at the resort bar, and we got Lana meeting Chad's Michaels Murray's.
Yep, at the date,
having a little drink, having a little flirts. You know,
he's like, "Oh, nice earrings. Are those your daughters?"
And then Chad's Michaels Murray's there. He delivers the lesson that she needs to learn, that it's never too late to find love.
Yeah. Exactly.
Like she needs to take care of herself. So he's the one who introduced that to us. And then Emma and RJ show up, and they're like, "What the hell's going on here?"
Well, before that, they do some bits about like the generational gap thing. So, because again, it is like that Zac Efron movie that we watched, where she's like, "Oh yeah, like somebody as fetching as you," and he's like, "No one calls me fetching, but sure."
Why don't you put me in your Rolodex or put me in your little black book? And he's like, "Yeah,
little black book.
Yeah, put me on speed dial. Yeah, just put you on the favorites. Yeah, everyone's on speed dial these days.
Yeah, they'll do that later." Don't worry, listener. I keep making those jokes the whole movie. Yeah. Okay. So RJ like shows up, does a fist bump with Chad Lucas Murray. Again, like, we have to really illustrate how much the father and son are the same here.
Yes, and the age difference gap too in those jokes. Yeah.
Yep. And then on her way home, because she's like, I got to go to bed too. And like they all leave together, and she notices Will playing piano at some different bar on the way home.
Or like the other end of the bar or something all by himself. So
Stupid.
She watches, and then he looks up and he's like, "Oh, I thought a ghost was there."
Yeah.
And then we're resort morning transition shot, kind of like the Christmas Prince. We got the castle shot. This is like the resort shot. We just get the night,
do a lot of that.
night resort, day resort transition shots.
Yeah, and then Kamala has news.
Yes, Klaus von Klaus.
He's gonna feature this wicked ugly wedding dress or bridesmaid dress or whatever for your mom. And
It's all from the trailer. We saw the joke in the trailer. It's hideous. Looks like a black swan thing. And then,
by the way, we wrote your toast for the wedding, for the rehearsal dinner. Like, no, I didn't write it personally. I have a team of copywriters to do that.
yeah.
But
So
this is important. We're live streaming everything.
yes. So you got to make sure everything's planned to the T.
Yep. Then the next scene. It's like 20 seconds of her just like falling and like flopping around like a fish trying to try on this wedding dress. It's so dumb.
So dumb. And then we're by the pool again. And the boys are hanging. They call over Lana and Janice because this resort's so small that everyone just walks by each other. More Janice innuendos. Something about, I don't even remember. Oh, look, there's Chad Michaels, Lucas Murray's over there. She's like, I'll have muscles with a side of thighs. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, exactly. Meanwhile, Will gets a mysterious phone call, Chekhov's phone call.
right.
A foreshadowed for later, perhaps.
He's got some other lady on the side. What's going on? Who's he talking to? And then Lana and Will have a moment about letting go of their kids and like, it's, I'm just gonna, she's not gonna be around anymore. And he's like,
made ourselves obsolete by loving our kids too much.
Yeah, I don't know. And then Chad Lucas Murray there kind of rubs it a little bit in Will's jealous face there about them hanging out, whatever. And Will's definitely feeling a little jealous.
Oh, I gotta go volunteer at a clinic in the village. So see you guys later. Have fun doing
old
day
people
drinking,
stuff.
I guess.
And then I go through like this whole college movie. Like I remember when we bought a keg of beer with Lana's fake ID, and like, I had a truck or van or whatever, and like.
Oh my God, dude. I was so mad with the way they started that conversation because they're like, remember the last time we had a day off with nothing to do? Yeah, sophomore year of college. And you're like, you haven't had a day off in 30 years? Like, what are you talking about? That doesn't even make sense. Like, I'm 35. I have at least one day off every month, at least, where I do nothing.
Yeah.
More than that. Way more than that.
Yeah.
So frustrating.
Yeah.
Sophomore year.
And they're like, hey, Janice, like, or someone's like, I heard there's a beach, cool hidden beach that happens in low tide, and we can go drinking over there. So they plan to check out some part of the beach at low tide, and they skedaddle. Let's go to the party. And we've also found our hidden beach, and we're going to go there to end part one. Is that right?
Get old?
Get old? Oh, man. All right.
Oh, man.
Yeah. That's the end of part one. We're going to leave it there. So our team, our old crew here, they're going to the beach to go do crazy beach stuff.
Yep. Hijinks will ensue.
Hijinks will ensue. Will the kids get married? Will the parents get married? Will we have this weird step-brother marriage thing going on? Will anyone realize that that's what's happening? Will anyone know that that's happening and that they're streaming this live to millions of viewers, that they're stepbrothers and stepbrother, sister, step-siblings?
Ick.
Ick. Yes. Those are, yeah. Anyways, well, I'll find out in part two. Thanks for listening. We'll be back on Thursday with part two. In the meantime, you can follow us on Instagram at It's This Meets That. Subscribe to us wherever you listen to podcasts and set us to auto download. And if you like the show, tell a friend or live stream it somewhere.
Yeah. We give you permission to do that. Like broadcast this from your college dorm or something. Like make a little pirate radio with ITMT blasting it out into the world.
Do an ITMT of ITMT, right?
Yeah. Oh, totally.
Right.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
I wonder maybe we'll do that for a special episode.
Yeah.
Speaking of special episodes, leave us a review on episodes. I think you can do that on Spotify, like 5 stars. I know you can on Apple. Give a little comment, something sweet, something nasty.
Yeah. Be useful every day. Yeah.
Yep. Or if you're feeling old fashioned, you want to send us an email like Alvis and we'll read them in trailer trash like we always do. You can do that. It's thismeetsthat@gmail.com.
Done.
Or forgot everything we just said, go to the website because you can find all that info, other stuff about other people on the podcast that we talk about occasionally, like characters and things. T-shirts, link, t-shirts, link, t-shirts, link, t-shirts, no mouse pads, no information about Russ's book host, but you should buy that wherever you can buy books, and all kinds of other stuff. It's thismeetsthat.com. Check it out.